My neighbor, my friend, and long lost brother that I never had. The first very great impression of Dini was about his voice, that powerful voice. You can't miss that voice. If we stand on the stoop, we know, my twins normally said, when he called over the road, see, I know I must get out because Booty is at home. Dini was the most caring person and passionate about the education of the youth. And he was also passionate about poverty. He couldn't stand poverty. He only wants to help his people. He always speaks about unemployment and employment for the youth. Things to better the life of his people. Graaff Reinet will miss Dini. He was there for his people. He was a man with enormous wisdom. Can remember an incident once someone tried to put him in a corner by asking him, in which political party do you belong, sir? My dear, I can remember I never see someone explore. He just polished that person in a couple of minutes by putting the record straight. He was a man not only with wisdom and dignity and personal modesty, he's one of the most humble beings I ever met. It's hard to believe that I'm actually talking about Booty as in the past. Life taken too easily, too early. My neighbors in the streets know by now. Everybody could count on him. Uncle Dini Booty loves music. He normally, when he's in that good mood of him, he tells me about Percy Sledge, Teddy Pendergrass, and then he'll sit. It's before your time, Sissy. You wasn't born yet. He was a glimpse of hope for all of us. Not once I see someone turn from his door without having something to eat. I was thinking during the week, when I look at the children, there's more, normally say 5, 6 children on his stoop. Not once. They go there, then they tell them, Booty, we are hungry. If he doesn't have, there's no bread or he didn't have something to cook, he come over the road. He said, Sissy, these children must eat. This is the Booty I know. There were always people on his stoop, but he never sent anyone away. A real fighter. He wants to help everyone with a need. I know the street, Graaff Reinet, will surely miss him. He normally quoted these words to me. We had this brother and sister relationship, and sometimes I'm also down. And I said, you know, Booty, I'm telling you, we become so tired. He said to me, this is the words that he normally quote. He said, remember, my father used to say, you need to walk with your head up, because this continent belongs to us. To the family, I want to encourage you this afternoon. May you find strength in this difficult time. To Sis Meliswa, when I heard about the death of Dini, I asked myself, what is Sis Meliswa gonna do? Sissy, your brother has the utmost love and respect for you. You was his everything. You know, I remember once he didn't feel well. I said, listen, do you want me to call Sissy? He said, please, Sissy, you don't call her. Not now. I'll tell you when, but not now. To his brother, I want to say to you, keep the faith. His son Tsepo, you are the one so close to your dad's heart. He only wants what's best for you. To all of you, Sis Melissa, your son, your daughter, with the broader family, let us celebrate the life of Dini Sobukwe. Walk with your heads up, because Africa belongs to you. Heaven celebrate your beautiful soul.
Thank you very much. John, you know, one of the things that seems coming through, not the same, is this whole thing that, for lack of a better word, a genius is always misunderstood. He was ahead of his time. And a genius is always seen as a misfit, because they do not play by the rules. They do not think by the rules. They do not conform and deny them. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call Graaff Reinet. That's so what. Echte Graaff Reinet. A man, we were talking earlier on, he wasn't just at the word. For force removal. En dat hom daar gegooi. Na by Santa. Oor die pad. En Mangaliso.
Dear friends and comrades of Graaff Reinet, Eastern Cape, and the entire Republic of South Africa, my mind is to necessarily express our deepest condolences to the family, Graaff Reinet, Eastern Cape, as well as the Republic of South Africa. Because 7, if not 8 days ago, came to our attention that, of this sad news, that Dini is no longer. Dini, I used to meet him in shopping centers because he used to walk. And one of the characterizations of him walking was always to be in touch with the ordinary people and then to learn out of them. Because Dini, one of characterization that I've learned from him is to engage, but not just engage on petty issues. You will intellectually engage you in some of those things. That was one of the characterizations that you cannot take away from me. I still remember in the exhibition, few of us were there. He then introduced me to that Don Matera. And those are the things that one will always appreciate. Little things, but also very useful things that one was exposed to. I think it becomes also imperative for us, especially the youngsters, to become aware of history, sacrifice the Sobukwe family, Sobukwe children were prepared to sacrifice their life for the freedom that we are enjoying today. They were divorced from their birth country for the fruits that we are enjoying today. And we are taking it very lightly. So that it is not only you who can seriously analyze as to the real treasure that one has to appreciate. If they were not there, I'm telling you today, South Africa should not be the South Africa. But we are not saying enough. And thank you very much enough for sacrifices that went through. I still remember recently how history was distorted by national leaders when some of the current national leaders, misinformed, went and attacked the character of Prof. And then afterwards was educated. I think Dini strategically then deal with the issue of the first deputy president of the FCCP, if you can recall, Solimai Paila. He then on and then publicly apologized for that mistake that they had done. Because Prof was never said off. I wish to correct that one and put it on record. Prof was never one. Those who are familiar with the history of what exactly happened in Robben Island, the specific sunset, or in fact, a party clause that was developed only to deal with Prof. I think all of us, if you are having that type of a history, obvious, one cannot hold back tears. That's the reality, and I think those are the real history of what really happened in South Africa. I'm glad that Mapaila and the Communist Party came to their senses in order to apologize. I prepared something, but when I read through the obituary of Dini, there were many publications. So I'm not going to duplicate as such. Not at all. Programs are there. much as you haven't given me time in order to speak. But I think I will try and talk to it. In some instances, I will also duplicate what previous speakers were saying, especially when it comes to the passion of building, ensuring the legacy of Prof was inspired exactly what Councillor Joy was raising. And I think, you know, to put it in real perspective, and that was quoted, don't walk with your head down, have pride. Walk with your head up, because everything in this continent belongs to you. That inspired Dini in order to bring along the issue of the Robert Sobukwe Museum and Learning Center for the well-being of those who are still coming. In actual fact, Dini was a founder, and as far as I'm concerned, intern, he was also a chairperson, or in fact a chairman of the Robert Sobukwe, museum. But he never bragged about those things. Those are some of the characterizations that cut across to all speakers. Very humble person. Very humble person. Dini have played very critical roles. For those who are not familiar, Prof was a lecturer at Wits. If one can recall, in September of 2017, and maybe we need to talk to these things, Dini was representing the Sobukwe family. When that C block was renamed after Prof. Robert Sobukwe, Dini had that honor in order to represent with one of the stalwarts of BAC leaders. In that, I think Dini, and it was quoted right through, and again in a very humble way, Dini was saying that Sobukwe taught here at Wits, and I'm quoting him, and enjoyed his place very much. He had a lot to learn from here, and a lot of people who are still called, who are students. They write letters to say he was a friend, and I think it was echoed throughout here. He was a teacher and a mentor. I would like to say most of the students were white, and they were right and say that he's the man that have made great contributions in their lives. For them to see this country in a different way. I think that is what Dini said and quoted when he was given that opportunity to express the appreciation of Prof and the renaming of that C block in words. Comrades, friends, I'm not going to deal with characterizations. I think we've spoken around that. Mine is not to misrepresent. But I think it becomes important also because I said that the issue of the mayor's office will be incorporated. And I think, people of Graaff Reinet must just take note of the following. Some years back, the ANC-led council have given freedom of the town to the Sobukwe. Secondly, they have dealt with the issue of renaming of the street to Robert Sobukwe Street. That building down there, which all of us are familiar with, the Robert Sobukwe building, used to be PW building. We have changed that. I think lastly, on issues of where continuous relationship and contribution ought to be made by the various European municipalities, we are trying at least to come closer to the family in order to assist. I think it's worth mentioning. In conclusion, the history of the struggle of liberation will be incomplete if this glorious contribution of Comrade Dini is not part of it, so that with many comrades who have joined in this beautiful city, and we expecting Dini to greet Prof. Sobukwe and Mama Veronica on our behalf. I thank you.
The son of the soil. One of those people who tell us what is wrong and right with us and how we can fix it. Thanks, Sipuye.
From Cape to Cairo, from Morocco to Madagascar, from Cape to Cairo, from Morocco to Madagascar, Azania. It was our tears and our suffering that nourished and kept him alive. Their law that killed him. Let no dirges be sung, no shrines be raised to burden his memory. Sages such as he need no tombstones to tell their fame. Lay him high on a mountain that he may look on the land he loved, the nation he died for. When Tate Don Matera wrote this poem, he wrote it in tribute of Ubao Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe during the occasion of his passing in 1978. But everything that Tate Matera said about Tate Sobukwe in this poem remains the same for Dini Sobukwe. It was our tears and our suffering that nourished and kept him alive. Their law, the system that killed him. Let no dirges be sung, no shrines be raised to burden his memory. Sages such as he need no tombstones to tell of their fame. Lay him high on a mountain that he may look on the land he loved, the nation he died for. Dini, like his parents and all of his siblings, he served his community here in Graaff Reinet, and he served his nation, the Azanian nation and the African nation, here at home and abroad. He served us diligently and silently. He suffered immensely under apartheid and under democracy. He sacrificed all the pleasures of life for the vision of a liberated Africa. I first met Dini in the early 2000s when I was a student at UWC. I was doing my studies in history and anthropology. I met him at the Sipuye archives. He was conducting research on Mangaliso Sobukwe for the Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe Trust. And then I later met him at the University of Fort Hare during the annual Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe Memorial Lectures that were organized by the Robert Sobukwe Trust in partnership with the Steve Biko Foundation. And as I stand here, I bring greetings from the Biko family. Umama Nuntsikelelo Biko, Uput Kosnati Biko, Uput Samora Biko. They send their greetings and their condolences to the Sobukwe family. They will be here with us on Saturday. They are making their way this side, Africa. The Steve Biko Foundation worked very closely with the Sobukwe Trust in a number of programs, including the Robert Sobukwe Memorial Lecture. Ubungosnati narrated a story that he met Dini at Robben Island. They were both conducting research at that time for the two institutions. They were developing exhibitions, and one of that exhibition, the Sobukwe exhibition, is called Remember Africa. And the Biko exhibition that the Steve Biko Foundation developed is called A Quest for True Humanity. The two institutions collaborated, and around February or March earlier this year, Ubungosnati came here to Graaff Reinet and paid a visit to the Sobukwe family and met Dini and went to see the recently built Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe Museum and Learning Center. Together with Umama Sobukwe, Dini championed the establishment of the Robert Sobukwe Trust to preserve and to provide the legacy of Untati Sobukwe. And I think this has been stated here over and over again, and I won't repeat it, Africa. Dini led the Sobukwe Trust with absolute tenacity and supreme zeal through great challenges and difficulties. He remained principled.
Israel, Selam, 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 Israel, Israel, woman, Israel, Selam, 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 Israel. Afrika.
Ibulela elithuba lokuba nam ndamkeleke apha hlala ngaphambili umhambisi umcimbi uthethe amazwi amandi ngam. Ngoku ke kunzima ukuba mna ndifikelele kwelaa qonga ndibeka kulo. Kodwa ndawuthetha oku ke kufikayo enhliziyweni ukuba ndithethe kulo mzuzu. Ndithi ke xa ndithetha ndisesikolweni ndiyafunda. Kuzo zonke izithethe ezithethe apha kukhona okutsha okuvelayo
ngoDini. Bendingakwazi ndifunde lukhulu and kuyacaca ukuba kunintsi endisaza kufunda ngaye at the physical level. Ndikhumbula on one or two occasions phaya eMaseru ndimbona uDini nabantu akwabo phaya ke endlini katata uMfaka, kodwa ke siye phaa ke ngoku sithatha ama-instructions uba umzabalazo lo siqhuba njani na. Kukhona a glass partition upper, a glass partition on the other, a small little hole in between. Xa abantwana bephendula uba singabantwana bakaRobert Mangaliso Sobukwe, even abanye abazi-visitors who had visited their own now are so happy to meet the children. Now, one thing common about uDini, uyafana notata, uProf. Yeah. Ndifuna ukuthi ke kule mfundiso ndifumene apha namhlanje endibonisa into yokuba ndithe ndiyabona kanti andiboni. Kaloku ke kukhona la madoda okanye aba bantu about 5 bebengaboni kakuhle, basondezwe ecaleni kwendlovu. Omnye ubambe uphondo wathi ndiyayazi indlovu uba injani na, uba ebambe uphondo unjani lulukhulu. Wathi I know an elephant. Elephant is like a rock. Omnye wabamba umzimba nkulu le nto le mani, hayi yintaba. But I know a mountain. A mountain is, an elephant is like a mountain. Omnye wabamba umsila. Omnye wabamba umlenze. Obambe umlenze wathi I know it. It is like a big tree. Kanti omnye uzathi it is like a snake kuba bebamba umsila laphaya. So ngithethe ukuba namhlanje ndiyaqalela ukuba okuyakuncinci bendibambe phaya is part and parcel of something much bigger that I did not appreciate, and I've begun to appreciate it now. Ngibulele kakhulu ke kuDini, kuSizinilizwe nakumndeni uNkani, abo babambisene naye kumsebenzi wokwakha is Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe Museum and Learning Center. Ndibe nethamsanqa lokuba ngifike ngoJune last year and nefamily yam, unyanam khona apha. Tamlo khona angiboni kakuhle, phakama ndibone, phakambulise. Besikunye nabo ke nomama makaphumelelanga ukuba khona ngoku. And my daughter also is not here. We interacted nomama ngelo xesha. Sabe semkakhe sabuyela emva. So it is painful that hardly a year has passed simbekile umama, ngoku ke sithi uDini hamba kakuhle Dinilesizwe. There is something very important about Dini. Dinilesizwe. Isizwe sase-Afrika. Utata wakhe wase-visionary. He could foresee things even before they became a reality. Kungoko ke wathi ka umama uVeronica engena ke umsilo okaSobukwe wathiwa ungunosango. She is the gateway. The gateway to the great tree. Wathi ke nangu umthi omiliselwe kumhlaba wase-Afrika. Umeliswe. Come and be part and parcel of this tree which is nourished by the waters of the rivers of Africa. Be part and parcel of the leaves and branches of this same tree. Isimemo eso sikaSobukwe sihlala isimile sinjalo. Siyamkhumbula ngaso. Wathi evela kuDini kwathiwa hayi ungudinilesizwe, a sacrifice for the nation. Utata ubethetha apha historian did allude briefly to the history, the rich history of service and sacrifice rendered by the Sobukwe family to the liberation struggle. He just said a few things, but there is a real sacrifice that has been made. They didn't have the best in life, but they went on and on and on, and even to the extent of building us a center where we can learn more. uSobukwe wathi as far back as 1949, we are pro-Africa, we breathe Africa, we live Africa, we dream about Africa. But everybody here in the whole of South Africa must do the same. Even the minorities who live in our land must do the same. By repeating that, I'm just trying to emphasize one aspect, that to be Afrocentric, to be pro-Africa, is not being anti-anybody. True liberation in our country is to be pro the marginalized, pro the despised, the most oppressed. That's the message that Sobukwe was conveying, and is still conveying even today. So that he was actually saying, even if we say Africa for Africans, Africans for humanity, humanity for God, we also pride ourselves in the sense that Paya Esther Fontaine, Gassi Krugerstop, that's the cradle of humankind. So all humankind arises from Africa. So Africa for Africans, Africans for humanity, which Sobukwe and his generation sang so loudly is still true today, because it is now a scientific fact that humanity originated in the African continent. So to be pro-Africa is to be really pro-humanity at large. Now, the Funuguti, I've had various interactions locally. The Bulela Kapuluke, Gumsebi, awenzileyo yena kwakunye nefamily babasinike basimisele leSobukwe Family Trust, a learning center which is a gift to the people of Graaff Reinet and a gift to the nation at large. Whilst mentioning these aspects, the glorious part of it, I'm also reminded of the suffering that at some stage, when Sobukwe was still in jail, besisakha laphaya emfulo, umama esemsebenzini, there were people who came around bethi ebecinga uba uzakwenza ntoni, ulibhantiti usetrongweni. What did he think he was going to achieve? They were deriding the prof. So there were some people who never really identified with his libertarian mission. There are people who may still be trying to go around some corners and misguide the youth of the country about the true history of Mangaliso Sobukwe. And I say that after he had finished his term of imprisonment, Wasiwa European Island, he was not serving any sentence. It is a distinction that belongs to Sobukwe and Sobukwe alone, that Ufile Skriti Waobe Papaya, because of a special law that had been promulgated to keep him in prison for as long as the regime was satisfied that the takeover of the country by the African people does not materialize. That was the aim. But again, I'm happy that the forces of history of which the Prof spoke are still active, and were active in spite of his imprisonment. Besithi kasi gqitha endlini yakhe phaya thina sibanjiweyo avele athi umhlabathi with one hand and let the soil drip down, and he will come with a broad smile. It might be the coldest winter, the bitterest winter, and he will look at us, and with the right hand he would be actually saluting. Ute yeli xesha kukhona aba bantu bebefika phaya bathi utata wenu ulibhantiti, utata wenu ulibhantiti. Umama engekho semsebenzini, uMiliswa was a tower of strength to all of them. She will shepherd them back, ignore all those deriders. Hello, Mazi. I am saying, Dini Mate, Dini Sobukwe, lovers of Mangaliso Robert Sobukwe, lovers of Dini and the Sobukwe family, lovers of Africa. Tutuzegani. Is the
kudlalwa ngomngqusho xa ubuthe ubuninzi uzofika imbalela sonke sizisola. Our intellectual and political drought is coming. Uba Umlambo is one of the last rains before we hit them. So we say each and every moment of your presence. You keep us in touch and you keep us rooted. You keep on reminding us where we're coming from. So these Nomfundo, Dotwo, abantwana basemamfeneni okokuba balandele umntu omkhulu ofana noTatomlaba xa kuthethwa ngomntakwethu uDini. But just one thing that I want to talk about in closing, because I won't say anything afterwards before we finish. The words that were said by Prof way back in 1948, when he said, "Ubukhokheli benyani, ubukhokheli obufuna umuntu asithobe, ubukhokheli obufuna inyaniso epheleleyo, ubukhokheli obufuna umuntu othembekileyo, nongoyikiyo, nongoyikiswayo, kodwa eyona nto ibalulekileyo above all of that, it is a consuming love of one's people. Eyona nto ibalulekileyo uthanda abantu bakho nesizwe sakho. That applies to Dini. It was way before Prof even thought of Dini. Dini was not even in imagination at that time. And he said his words, and his son turned out to do it. Kudo? Please come forward. And let's also for this to close. Thanks.
Yes, big self. I am shivering, not because I'm scared, because I'm up, they are controlled. And I'm immediately reminded of the fireplace and Godoli took candle. So it is an honor for us to pay tribute to our dear father, brother, uncle, grandfather, and friend. Dini was remarkable in so many ways. He was the glue that held our family together. He loved his family profoundly. He lived his life to the fullest and touched so many people because of his humility. So many people, abehafu bambiza ngo Uncle Dini or Uncle D. He was a comforter yethu, a best friend, always there. Dani the other day, when he was teasing me, saying, "Ikshile chomi yakho." He was very loving, caring, didn't want to see anyone suffering. He cared so much about the well-being of other people, but he never liked other people to fuss over him. He liked a clean space where whenever sikuthile abakuyo abeza ngoku bagrambi kwabanye abantu bana akafuna indlu yakhe ibe nje uyawunivusa banothi WhatsApp ngabaclean. I have so many fond memories during my time at Graaff, Alice, during the winter. I would light the fireplace every night. I would hang the wood. I twala zinayabase or yabase. The last time we spoke, he asked me to visit him, but then said no, he'll come. He left us so unexpectedly. I will miss his laughter, the stories we shared, and oh, how I used to laugh at those stories. It go well, Dini, till we meet again.
I'm not going to speak for long. I think I'll save a lot for Saturday. But I just wanted to say a few things. Uncle Dini wasn't just an uncle to me. He was also like a father. And he wasn't just my mom's brother. He was also her best friend. And so today we're saying goodbye to an uncle, a brother, a best friend, and a father. Uncle Dini used to tell me a story when I was a lot younger. When I was a baby, after I was born, my mom used to leave me for Uncle Dini to take care of me. And apparently I used to cry a lot. And after 30 minutes, he would call my mom and say, "Mangaliso, you have to come back now." But I think what's most important is I was very fortunate to spend the last days with him. I didn't know what was going to happen. I was initially coming to visit my mom, and then the same day I arrived, we took him to the hospital in PE. But I'm very fortunate to have seen him and to have spoken to him. He was very strong until the end, and that's something I'm going to remember about him for a very long time.
Return to your rest, because the Lord has been good to you. Ngoku ke mphefumulo wami buyela ekuphumleni kwakho, ngoba inkosi ibe nenceba ngakuwe. I just want to say one thing before some kind of family yakwa Sobukwe. The soul refuses to be held back by warm hearts and warm family ties. The soul has a way of yearning to be in the presence of its originator. Ukuba sonke besine choice, ngeba akho nomnye wethu ofayo, ngoba sinefamily esizithandayo, sinabantwana esibathandayo, kodwa kukho ithuba apho umphefumlo ungavumi ukuba utsalelwe emva. And I guess the 5th June, the same happened to Utatu Dini after having had a look at his life. Perhaps he also uttered these words, and it's interesting that iqala le vesi iqala ngamazwi amabini athi ngoku ke. And now, after everything has happened, after I've seen everything, return to your rest, my soul. Why? Because the Lord has given me many opportunities to be of significance to fellow human beings. And the pain and the suffering and the sacrifice I witnessed as Udini over the years has unsettled my soul. There was a holy restlessness in my soul when I witnessed injustice. But now, my soul, return to your rest. For the Lord has been good to you. Like Otua, I will have a lot to say on Saturday. So I don't want to preach and everything, but I just thought before we leave this place, let God have the last word. Masifumane ke ivesi yokugqibela kwelatulo liza lisidinga lakho samkelo fefe. Zihlobo inkosi mayisigcine isisikelele, inkosi mayikhanyise ubuso bayo ukuthi isibabale, inkosi iphakamise ubuso bayo ukuthi isinike uxolo. And now may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, The fellowship of His Holy Spirit be with us all, now and forevermore. Amen.
Amen.
Which was founded in 2008, and we've been at it with very little, but we're still at it. Some years ago, went around the whole country, really, doing interviews with the old PC guys. Unfortunately, we missed quite a lot of them because they passed away. To talk about Everton, I remember Make, Wajomli, and all those PC, very strong PC people who I've never seen an interview about, you know. But we got around the country and did all of those interviews. We have the tapes, still haven't had the resources to digitize them, but we have them. Of course, don't forget